So I kind of want to ask you, like, as you're working with clients now,
Yeah.
why does animal-based eating work so well?
So it comes down to the inflammation. It is a ketogenic state, whether you'll go in and out of it naturally, but the focus is bringing down the inflammation as much as possible. And in order to do that, believe it or not, yes, plants can contribute to that based on, again, these anti-nutrients, these chemicals that they're producing to protect themselves. So when you really dial it down, we use it as an elimination approach. You are reducing inflammation greatly. And that is really the basis of chronic disease, is inflammation. So autoimmune conditions, your even cardiac risks, mental health. There's so much anecdotal evidence on a spectrum of disorders, conditions, syndromes, diseases, whatever you want to call them. They are states of inflammation. The ones that are most prominent here in the US are really a result of insulin resistance, which is due to the seed oils, the grains, the sugar, and all three of those things contributing to inflammation. So that is why, and many vegans, many plant-based people will argue, well, that inflammation is brought down on that same diet. And that's true to some degree, as far as taking out the seed oils, the vegetable oils, the grains, and the sugar. So you will initially feel that kind of, wow, this is a new normal. But long term, as far as getting the most nutrients, in focusing on nutrient dense foods, the amount of food, for example, like iron, many people think spinach. The amount of iron that you're getting in the piece of meat versus how many cups of spinach you would need to eat to get that equivalent, it's ridiculous. So again, the most nutrient dense foods is what we're focusing on to not only make sure that you're getting enough nutrients, but also that you're minimizing inflammation. So for that reason, carnivore is incredible.
One of the things that I really like, speaking about different nutrients and bioavailability, is we had Judy Cho on the show like a couple months ago, but I love the infographics she uses because she's put side by side. You can just look at like spinach or asparagus, which both have a lot of iron in them, and you put them next to ribeye, steak, liver, any of those things, and there's a distinct difference in not only the amount you would have to eat, but you also have to then convert the plant iron into a bioavailable version of iron that you can use. And we all do that at different rates. So a little example for myself, having done some like genetic work on myself, because I'm just a nerd with all this crap, beta carotene turns into vitamin A. So they'll say, oh, carrots and sweet potatoes, you're getting like 1,000% of your vitamin A. Looking at chronometer, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna go toxic on this stuff.
Right.
But as you know, beta carotene has to be converted. A lot of humans, not so great at that. I myself, according to my genome, depending on how it's working, how it's methylating, all that stuff that you can get really deep into, it only converts, usually for me, 50% of that or less.
Yes,
to
I'm
actual
genetically.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like that. And it's the same with omega fats. You can get them from flax or walnuts or chia seeds, and I'm really bad at doing that. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point. And a lot of people do not think about that. So not only first are you introducing the nutrient into your body, and then is your body able to utilize it? And for that, genetics plays a role. Also, what is the status of your body, of your internal organ systems? Is your gut completely out of whack? Because you could throw as much beef liver as you want at it, and if it's not absorbing the nutrients, there's definitely, you're more likely to get something from beef liver as opposed to something else. So not a bad thing, but are you really utilizing all the nutrients that you're introducing? And this will vary from person to person, but again, the biggest proponent of it is, are you inflamed? Is, if you are not in a state where your body feels safe to react and to absorb those things, to utilize them, It doesn't matter what you put in your body. And again, that's not a reason to throw in the towel, but you want to fix those things to make sure that you really are utilizing everything that you're putting in.